I'm Mike Montpetit with Town & Country Realty. I'm the broker, owner, founder. I've been in the Triangle for 25 years and I have over 100 five-star positive Google reviews, over 2,000 clients between myself and my teammates, and I represent buyers, sellers, investors, and anybody who wants to learn more about real estate market and making a profit or a great place to match your lifestyle to the relevant properties out there for sale. Today, I plan to talk about smart home buying strategies, and I have three main points. The first one is that there are some winning strategies. Second one is that there are different markets and you use different strategies in different markets. And the third point is that you can outthink the market with the proper strategy. So first, the winning strategies are, one would be finding a very low-priced, high-value property, which is kind of hard to find, but you can sit there and wait for the very best one to come along. Typically, it's something that's been on the market for 4 months or so, has had some price reductions, a motivated seller that started out too high, and we come in by making an offer that would be the best offer you could make that's not too insulting. We don't want to come in with a low-ball, super insulting offer. What we do is typically we include an agent package with all of your qualifications and why it's not a love letter to the seller. It's more like the agent giving a good reason or a business case for accepting the offer, even if it is a little less than the seller would want to take. Another thing we can do is consider what market you're in. So the second big factor is it's a different strategy for different markets. If it's a buyer's market, that means there's more inventory out there than there are homes. If it's a seller's market, no. Okay. Second thing is that there are different markets. There's a buyer's market, a seller's market, and a balanced market. Most people would categorize the market that we're in right now as a seller's market because there is more demand for products because of all the people moving to the Triangle than there is supply. And despite Apple postponing their decision for 4 years, we're still getting a lot of people that want to be in the Triangle because it's safe, close to the mountains, the beach. It has great technology, great access to people. So if you're competing with the other buyers out there and it's a total seller's market, you really want to put your best foot forward. I'm normally a pretty dominant person. I get my way a lot of times, but when I'm negotiating for a buyer and I know we need to get that property and there are 6 other people that want it, I am submissive. And that's nothing to be ashamed of because sometimes it's important to be humble and helpful with the other agent, develop a rapport with someone who's been around for a while, or find out what we can do to make the seller happy with certain terms and conditions. In a balanced market, that's where there's about 3 to 5 months of supply and inventory, and we had that for many years in the Triangle. That's where the rules can change a little bit depending on the motivation of the buyer, how many options are out there to find, and either way, it has to be a win-win situation. If you're interested in outthinking the market, I'll tell you some of my secret strategies for that. You can make decisions, but it's based on market knowledge. So number one, do your homework, research, and make as much informed decisions as possible before presenting something to the other agent. But remember, the negotiations start with the first questions and the first showing, and it depends if the seller is present or what kind of feedback we give to position ourselves throughout the negotiation process. It's typical to go back and forth 1 to 3 times depending on some of the cultural variances in our particular geographical territory. But I would say in the last few years, it's been pretty short and sweet. Like if a home has a lot of offers on it and they're calling for best and final, it's just go full blast with the most amount of due diligence that you would be willing to part with and still get the home. But that's where we do our research and try to find out if there's any encroachments on the property, any motivation for the sellers that we can make them happy, like give them occupancy after closing, or if large due diligence fee is important, or we can get away with a lower price but cash. So some folks are lucky enough to be able to purchase with cash. I wrote an offer yesterday that is being accepted today from a cash buyer, and we're able to get a few concessions on this property, which was already priced very well. And the seller just asked me, like, is it a good value? And I did my homework, and it's like, my gosh, it is. It was just not professional marketing, and I think we're getting a good value for the buyer. So remember, whenever you have an agent representing you to buy a home, they are putting your interest above everybody else's, including their own, in my case, my own. It's part of our code of ethics, professional standards, and you don't always get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And we would love to negotiate for you and help you get the home that matches your lifestyle so that you'll tell your friends and family.